Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our second Studious Talks. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Great. Good. Everyone excited?
Yeah.
Give me a woo!
Woo!
Awesome. My name is Shahrukh Khan. I am your moderator for this event and a member of the SLC. So the Studious Educational Talks is an educational talk where we have fellow students talking about various topics that can help a student in need of like any advice or what their journey was or what they've been through. We have many great speakers who've been through a lot of growing in their college career and a lot of growth in the job field and what they're doing now. So they're going to give you a share of some topics of what they feel. So without further ado, I'll announce our first speaker. Our first speaker is Vanessa Edwards. She's a senior at Brooklyn College majoring in finance. She's held 4 internships during her college career. She was the former president of NABA, and she is now currently holding as the campus ambassador for Bloomberg. Give it for Vanessa.
All right, so this is new, so bear with me. So thank you all for coming today. Thank you, SLC. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to the students. So I'm going to talk about overcoming adversities while attending college, which is something I've had to deal with during my time here at Brooklyn College. So I'm going to go back to, I started Brooklyn College in 2013. So when I first started Brooklyn College, I transferred from Kingsborough. I was working 2 part-time jobs and I was going to school part-time. And so that's just been my life here for the past couple of years now, working and going to school, which has been very strenuous because you have to come off of work, you have to study, and you want to sleep. And I know for me, if I go home, I go to sleep. I don't study. So there have been nights I left the library cafe. I think this morning I left there 3 a.m. There have been times I've left there 7 a.m. because I need to make sure I'm submitting my papers, I need to make sure I'm submitting my assignments, I have to keep up my GPAs. But that's difficult when you have to work multiple jobs and go to school at the same time. So during 2006, I stopped working for this financial planning company. I was there 2.5 years. I wasn't happy there. I was complacent, my productivity was running low. There were mornings I would get up and I just did not want to go to work. Me and my boss, we weren't on the same page as far as, the type of company culture that she wanted. We'll say August 2016, I was no longer working there. And 2016 was a difficult year. So I'm no longer working there. My mother passed away 4 months prior. So I'm dealing with a lot of, internal issues. She passed away unexpectedly. Me and my brothers didn't know how to deal with it. It just kind of came out as a shock. 4 months later, I'm no longer working. So I'm going to school and I'm unemployed. And you have to deal with losing a parent. But I try my best to deal with the situation how I could. So when I was at work, before I left the job, one thing I know that bothered me was that I'm working a lot, I'm going to class, and I'm going home. I'm not immersing myself in the college life. I don't know what's going on campus. I would check my email during my lunch break, and I'm getting emails from the Magna Center, from the School of Business. They're having Business Matters. They're having informational workshop. PwC is coming. We'll have an alumni for Morgan Stanley is coming. And I'm like, well, I can't go because I'm stuck at work. And I'm like, I don't want to be at this job. I don't see my future here. So when I stopped working at the job, I actually saw that as a blessing in disguise. For the first time, I actually wasn't stressed of being unemployed. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a workaholic. I don't like paying my bills late. I need to have money. I need to check my bank account and not look at shop because I don't have anything. I like to have money in my account. So being unemployed, normally that would be something that would stress me out. But I actually wasn't stressed out. I actually saw this as an opportunity to get more involved on campus. So I started attending more events. That semester, September 2016, I think it was October, I attended my first Business Matters event through the School of Business. I started going to some of the Magna Center workshops. That was the first time I met NABA, the members of NABA. I started networking with them, getting myself familiar with the organization. And then I made a goal for myself. So every December 31st, I have my goal for the new year. I said, okay, I need to graduate within the next 2 to 3 years. I can't continue going to school part-time because it's delaying my graduation date. I need to work on certain skill sets if I want to work at a particular company, in a particular role, making a certain amount of money. I know I need to improve on my public speaking, my interview skills. I needed to network because I was horrible with networking. When I said I was horrible, I was really horrible. I was very socially awkward. So that's something I know I needed to work on. And I need to work on being more transparent. Stop pretending like everything was okay and it's not. Learn to ask for help. So I made a goal, December 31st, I'm going to work on those key areas. The difficulty is that I don't get much financial aid. One of the reasons why I worked various jobs, having very little access to financial aid. So in order for me to start going to school full time, that meant I either would have to work more hours, that means working like 40 to 50 hours and then taking 12 credits, which is something I didn't want to do because I really wanted to focus on my classes. Or that meant I had to find a job that fit around my school schedule because I wanted to go to school during the day so I could have the opportunity to attend some of these events. The problem with that is that there are certain jobs that pay less money. So if I want to go to school during the day, I don't have access to certain jobs, which means that affects my income and I'm making less money. I decided to take the risk. I ended up starting working retail jobs. I went to school full time. I started getting more active on campus. I said I'm going to deal with the adversities headstrong, and I want to discuss with you some of the resources that I took on to help me overcome these adversities. One, applying for scholarships. Different nonprofits like NABA has scholarships. CUNY has scholarships. If you go to various departments on campus, departments have their own scholarships. If you even just do a Google search, you'll find different nonprofits throughout New York, throughout the country that have scholarships. So I started applying to different scholarships to help me offset the cost of tuition so I wouldn't work much hours. I started asking for help. So when I say being transparent, I would sit down with the directors and tell them my situation. I would reach out to the NABA New York Professional Board, my president, and told her what was going on. She was so nice enough, she sponsored me one semester and paid my whole tuition. And that was her gift to me. She was like, you know what, I see that you're working hard. 30 years ago, somebody paid it forward to me, I'm gonna pay it forward to you. If I hadn't opened up to her and told her what was going on, she wouldn't have done that for me. And that was probably like one of the nicest things she could have ever done. When I also say look for resources, I follow different pages of Brooklyn College on social media. I follow the SLC, I follow the Women's Center, I follow student government. I think student government posted an application about a scholarship. I applied and I got that one. Another nonprofit named the CUNY BCAS posted an application. I applied for that. I won that scholarship. They're paying for both my spring and fall semesters. So I didn't have to pay any tuition, and because of them, I'll be graduating in May, and I'm so grateful for that. Also too, with dealing with all these adversities, I was stressed out. I was very stressed. So things were going great on the college campus. People were looking at me as the student leader. Oh, you're doing a great job. But then when I go home, I'm like, I'm a mess. Everything was a mess. So what I did to cope with that is I reached out to the counseling services here. Mental health is very important. Some people like to think they could deal with their circumstances. I was one of those people that was foolish to think that, I could work all these hours, network with all these people and smile and pretend like everything was okay. But when I got home, I cried. I think I remember one time I had a meltdown in the cafe. I was like, I want to drop out. I can't do this anymore. Like, I was this close to literally dropping out, and I had my friend there with me telling me, it's okay, I'm here. You have people you can reach out to. We're here to help you. So she ended up helping me through the rest of the semester in fall 2017. Because of her guidance and the help that I needed, and I reached out to other people, they helped encourage me along the way. That in turn helped me to get better in the long run. The counseling services here is take advantage of it. Your guys are paying tuition. These are coming out of your student activity fees. Taking part in the counseling services here, that really helped me. I remember towards the end of my semester, the spring semester, my counselor was like, well, my time is up here. Do you want to continue going to counseling services? At the time, I was going to be interning at Bloomberg. And I decided, you know what? I don't want to pretend like things are okay now. Because you go through a period of things are great, things are fantastic, things are going well. But there might come times where you find yourself stressed out again. So I made sure I continued going to counseling services. And after I would leave Bloomberg, I would go and see her. Through the counseling services, through my network with NABA and all the different campus leaders I've met here, that's helped me to stay in school and not drop out. If it wasn't meeting people like the SLC, meeting people like the dean, meeting people like NABA, reaching out to my NABA New York Professional Board, and also talking to my friends and confiding in them, I wouldn't have got the help that I needed to make it to path to graduation next year. So I want to thank those people, and that is my advice to you. Reach out to your network when you need help.